Hello Pisces, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Pisces, we're going to take the mask off of you today. We're going to see who you really are. We're going to see the mask that you wear, or at least how people perceive you. Sorry, I just got distracted. A little chipmunk just ran right by there, the window. We're going to see why you hide your true self, how this affects your relationships, advice for you, and possible outcomes should you follow the advice. So it's going to be all wild unknown. In this reading, I'm going to use the Wild Unknown Tarot, and I'm going to start with a Wild Unknown Oracle and see who you really are, Pisces. Oh, Pisces, I feel like I'm looking at these cards and I'm like picking up the energy of someone who has been doing like some sort of almost like a life review, a life assessment. I don't feel like I'm catching this energy though at like the beginning stages of this. To be honest, I feel like I'm catching this energy kind of like towards the end of this stage. Excuse me. Yeah, like I feel like I'm catching this towards the end of the stage. And now this life review seems to have something to do with you temporarily putting gratification on hold. I'm going to say that. Like putting things that would really gratify you, make you feel happy, that feel like they're kind of like your true destiny, righteous path here. Kind of like temporarily putting that on hold, but I feel like it is to look after sort of like small important things that need to be dealt with. Now, some of these small important things could be things that I want to say you're also keeping very quietly hidden and private for yourself. Yeah, so that's kind of like, I just sort of like recapping this entire energy, and I'm going to kind of break it down for you. Okay, so, right, you have the mouse, at the Four of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. That's who you really are. This is who you really are. So it is a bit of a nitpicky energy. Now, what's really kind of funny about it, the whole time I was doing your cards, I don't know, the cards felt weird and awkward in my hand. And I would try to pull them out, and I was like struggling. I'm like, this is such a basic thing. It shouldn't be that hard to get the card out. And then I was fussing with, well, no, I wanted to move the cards this way a little bit and that way. There's enough room. There's a whole thing coming into the view of the camera. Like, it just felt like it was literally kind of nitpicky. And right after I put this card down, I caught myself like feeling like had to clear something off the table. It was weird. It was like I came right into this energy. I thought, okay, this is like too much. Even now, I'm fussing with the cards. I'm like, stop it. They're fine. They don't need to be straightened anymore. But right, because you have the Four of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. This is honestly like, because it's the mouse and it's small, but then it's followed by the Four of Cups, which has a big rat on the cups. It makes me feel like little nuances in life, kind of you're getting caught up in them even. And getting overly focused, and even feeling like somehow some disappointments are bigger than all of the little things that you're doing. Whereas I actually feel like all of the little things that you're doing kind of help you move beyond any sort of disappointments, right? That are in your life. So there could be something like that that's working out. I don't know. This energy feels really weird, to be quite honest. Like it feels, I might even be picking up on someone who's a little bit OCD. Like it's like that. Like I almost feel, I don't know, it's odd. I've only ever known someone, and they didn't tell me they were OCD. It was an old neighbor that I had, and I kind of got the impression that they were I'm sort of like, I feel like I'm slipping into this, so I don't know who this is. I have to hold myself back from touching the cards. It's really weird. She used to like leave her driveway in the morning, and then the garage door would go down, and she would start pulling away. and then she would back up, and she would look at the garage door again, and then she would drive away, and then she would back up, and and I was like, oh my God, she's totally like getting stuck in that. That's what I feel like this is for some reason. And it doesn't have to be, and I'm maybe I don't even have the right term for that. That might even go obsessive compulsive disorder. Is it that, or is there something more than that with, you know, where people, it can be quite debilitating in life. You know, people get stuck inside in a pattern. Like, I feel like I'm picking this up in someone. Either somebody is dealing with this, somebody has this, and they manage it most of the time, but something's going on. And they're like, you see, like I've even just had to like just focus here and really just focus on what it is that I want to say, because I feel like there's this odd energy that keeps trying to kind of come in and sort of like trigger the brain into doing something that's not logical and not for their higher good, for their best interest. Like the garage door is closed. You don't have to go back and look. You know? I don't know what that is. I'm trying to figure, like, it even feels like to me that if it's not that for somebody out there, and I feel like it might be, I feel like I've never, ever, ever actually picked this energy up in a Pisces reading. I don't think I've ever even picked it up in any of my readings before. So it's also kind of making me feel like it's something that somebody might have that's a little bit of it might be like a really small level of a disorder. Like, I think actually I have like a Gemini friend who is kind of OCD, but she never really gets trapped in anything. She seems to be able to manage to control it. But if you looked in her kitchen cupboards, like, honest to God, every single, like, everything is lined up to see the label. Like, it's all incredibly tidy. Like, it is beyond the norm. But it's almost like something going on in someone's life that it could be a stressor or a repeated pattern that's happening enough that it's causing something that is normally under control to be a little bit, it's kind of getting the better of you, perhaps. Well, actually, it was really funny though, because the Scorpion is the energy that's coming out for the mask that you hide behind, or at least, or how people perceive you. Which is the energy, to me, it is the energy of something that takes on a lot, can take on a lot, has possibly taken on, you know, so much that one more thing and we're going down. Ship's going down, that's it. But, I mean, the Scorpion is also a highly competitive energy. So that's kind of the reason why it can take on so much. It's really competitive. It really pushes itself. You might be really, really pushing yourself. But who you are is, if anything, like looking after the small things. Looking after the small things. I just need to take a breath in your reading. I feel like I have the sense of like feeling kind of overwhelmed, which is interesting, because why you hide your true self though too, which is interesting in itself, is that you do have the Frog card. This is, for me, is like a Pisces energy. I pick this up quite often with this card, like Pisces. And so there it is. There you are. And it is about cleansing, which is kind of funny. This was actually the advice that Aquarius was given in their reading. And I thought, isn't that interesting? Because it's raining. I haven't even mentioned it yet. I've been so busy with your energy. But perhaps you can hear that out the window. It is raining. So it is an energy that is supporting why you are hiding your true self. You might be trying to cleanse yourself. You might have been in a very competitive or busy environment, or had a lot of things going on in your life. Maybe even feeling kind of overwhelmed with the Scorpion. People are perceiving this. But you are looking... I feel like the Mouse energy, the more and more like I sit in all of your energy, is possibly supporting, is helping you manage some sort of big changes too. Like going from the Eight of Wands to the Wheel of Fortune. You could be coming out of a period here where things have been even just kind of quiet and still for you, and are suddenly really picking up and intense. You have the Son of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles that go with the Scorpion and how you're perceived, or the mask that you're wearing. This is highly competitive with the Scorpion and the Son of Wands. This is a very competitive energy. Being in the thick of things, really being in the fire, being very busy. Four of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles, though, it's almost like with a real intent here to come up with a good plan for good things to happen. That's what people see. But, and you know, I want to say that I don't necessarily think that actually how people perceive you and what you truly are is all that different. It just could be you are focusing a little bit more on the little things. You might even see yourself as a smaller variable in your own equation than what you actually are showing up as. But this is making significant change. I mean, you are making significant change here. You are kind of changing your own fortunes. So why you're hiding your true self is cleanse. This is a time to cleanse here. You got the Daughter or the Page of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Cleansing hidden things. I want to get to something about hidden skeletons in the closet. Cleansing how you observe things. Purifying that. Purifying your outlook. Perhaps anything that you've kind of been hiding about yourself, being more open about it, preparing for that. How this affects your relationships? It's actually, well, in a good way. So I want to say you have Vulture. So it's clearing things out from the past. And it's kind of doing that in a way that it ensures a healthy rebirth here. A healthy future. You know, it doesn't have to be a rebirth. It could just be a healthy future, right? Not necessarily rebirthing anything. But you are sort of like cleansing, eliminating, alchemizing certain things from the past to have a healthy foot forward. So the Ace of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Justice card, right? Again, it's really good. I want to say it produces dynamic balance and cohesion. Yeah, that's what it's producing. How this affects your relationships. Yes, dynamic balance, cohesion. I'm hearing infusion. So I don't know, maybe you're infusing water or something. Infusing truths. Karmic and spiritual balances here. Now, advice for you. It does feel like just taking like a little pause. Right, you go from now you're the crocodile. You have all sorts of energies here. You got earth, you got fire, you got water, you got air, you got water, you got another fire coming up. You got like everything going on here. You're really like Piscean it out here in terms of living up to your reputation, right? Being the final sign in the zodiac. Having an ability to kind of incorporate any energy here. And I think you're really, I think, I want to say grasping is, well, I was almost hearing grasping at straws, but it's not, that almost feels like, panicky, like trying to grab things. Maybe a little bit. There's a real intensity here. And I don't know if that's because of the Scorpion and the Son of Wands. Just like to calm it down, which is interesting because that's what this feels like. Just to kind of like sit in the waters. Just kind of sit in the waters a little bit. Let this rain purify to the point that it just kind of like calms, settles, relax. You know, this also reminds me a bit of a Hanged Man energy, this crocodile. Kind of also recognize the power that you have in this water element. And to just sit cool, man. Sit cool. But then you get the Nine of Cups, the Sun, and the Five of Cups. So it may not be what you want to do. I'm going to say that because there's an intensity here for you to do something. And I think whatever this something is, it's purifying, it's cleansing, it's healing, it's preparing better steps forward. And that's going to happen. But, you know, so maybe there is some sort of time that's needed to wait, to let things that you've already done sort of play out and the energies of those elements to to see their self in reality. I don't know, because you are definitely meant to, if anything, I want to say too, it might even just be, take a step back here. Just take a step back, get into your own like emotional and spiritual element here, and perhaps even just see how a dream, something that's truly meant for you, why that's kind of showing up in disappointment. Like, just take an assessment here, because you do seem to be doing assessment. And perhaps part of your assessment process in life has been to taking action and rectifying areas where you see you have control, right? But now it's almost like, okay, now just sit back and then just maybe just observe again, but also maybe see how things handle themselves. You know, you don't have to handle everything. The outcome, if you follow the advice, is the tarantula. So now that's interesting. I mean, the tarantula is an energy that gives me like, ugh, it feels uncomfortable, right? But it's because I don't like spiders, and I think God played a cruel joke by creating them really, really big and hairy. Oh, that's true. So, yeah, that card. It's about going from an uncomfortable energy to a comfortable energy. It's, you know, it talks about karma and dharma, and like, I want to say that the vulture does that too, you know, like heavy negative things, allow those to alchemize, to decompose, and have like this nice fresh energy stepping forward. And that's what this is about. And right, you got the Fool, so fresh energy stepping forward. You have the Queen of Swords, clarity, proper vision, insight. Then you have the Eight of Cups. So, I mean, that's where we've distanced ourselves emotionally. It might be getting some sort of insight about where you've distanced yourself emotionally here. And that perhaps is even maybe leading why there's a disappointment here. I don't know. Oh, this is reading. It's very energized. Clarify. I'm going to clarify the Scorpion. You are coming off in a way with a really intense competitive nature here. At least people perceive that. The Ten of Swords, the Fool, the Empress. It's like, okay. A major end and stepping. It's just like, okay. Just slow down, I want to say. Just know what this energy is, right? And I'm saying slow down, but in the same breath, like at the beginning of the energy, it kind of, I was picking up, it felt like that OCD, almost being stuck in a pattern here. But that's the Mouse to me. The Mouse was bringing me this energy, where the Scorpion is perhaps even fighting through that and pushing perhaps extraordinarily hard. Because coming off of some sort of like difficult ending, some sort of painful realization about yourself that's not going to go forward anymore. You're leaving that behind. I'm having a fresh start, boom, right into Empress. Like not even, just abundance. I gotta say, like, you look as though you are kind of pushing the envelope here. Pushing the envelope to reach high achievements. And this is almost the energy I would pick up of someone who is showing up at the Olympics. And they've showed up to win, honey. They showed up to win. But right, like the thing that's behind that is the Mouse. There's a lot of details. There's a lot of early mornings. There's a lot of late nights. There's a lot of, like these are all the small practical things that, you know, are not really romanticized about achievement. But you're showing up in this kind of very high achiever. And I'll find any way to do it. The Son of Wands. The Six of Cups, the Six of Wands. It could be something significant for you guys. Dion. The Six of Cups and the Six of Wands with the Son of Wands. Yeah, like you are hell-bent on success. At least people perceive that. I kind of think you are. The Four of Wands. The Hanged Man. All right, well, that's kind of the energy that you're being advised to do, but doesn't feel like what you want to do. So I'm sort of seeing like a track star here. Obviously, that's not who most of we are. we are. So I want to say most of you. I was going to say you, but then I was like, I'm not implying that I'm in great shape or anything. It's probably far from that right now. But what I'm saying here is that this is almost somebody who's like getting ready for the world tracks, the worlds. Is that what it's called? The world's track meet or something? I don't know. Anyway, I think they just call it the worlds. But then, you know, like next year is like the Olympics or something like that. And it's almost like your coach coming in and saying, hey, yeah, you can go to the worlds right now and you could win. But it's more important that you focus on the Olympics. Like it's more important that we skip the worlds right now. Maybe you got a bit of a tight hamstring or something, or Achilles tendon. And it's important that we don't overexert that, because if you tear that, you aren't going to the Olympics, right? So it is, it's almost like a new plan. All right. Because I want to say this is not exactly what you want to hear. So the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands. That's interesting. It could be breaking down. Why did that come out? What happened here? I got two cards got knocked out. The Three of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Well, just give me a second. I have to assess this first card. So this feels like it could even be like figuring out a way to either kind of like not feel so defensive about a decision that's being made, or to maybe if somebody is defensive around you, like you are like intense. Your energy seems really, let's do this. So it could be like, no, we can do the worlds and we can do the Olympics. How do I break down this overly protective energy? Or yeah, or the Three of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, maybe you're not allowed to go out and drink with your friends because you're in training. So no. The Frog. Cleanse. Why you hide your true self is to cleanse. Okay, well, let me see the mouse then, because that's the part that's hidden here. There's a part of you that is really unseen. Oh, the Devil in the World. Oh, you're closing off something really important here. You're cleansing that. Oh, all right. Yeah, you would need a cleanse after that, right? Like closing off the devil. This kind of has the energy too of somebody who may be perceived as so busy or moving quite quickly that I want to say you might even be using it as an to divert people from paying too much attention to you or coming too close. Like this energy is intense, it's competitive, it's busy, it's making things here. It's kind of, oh, not a good time to ask Pisces that, or right? But the thing is, you are focusing on a lot of little things here. Maybe you didn't do so good at the Worlds or the Olympics in your race, right? So it's like, I gotta get that monkey off my back. I need to focus on these little things right now. And that could be coming through as achievement. But so you're cleansing. You're cleansing with the Frog. The Seven of Swords and the Tower. I need to understand why this, because the Seven of Swords is in the same row. So let me see. The Seven of Swords. The Emperor and the Sun. Now, it kind of feels like to me that there's something or someone that you want to build with. but they're not recognizing, like it could, I'm just going to keep going down the same road here. It's like this, so you're almost like an elite athlete in some area of your life, or an elite athletic coach in some area of your life. That's what it feels like, the way this Emperor and Empress energy are coming out. But it's kind of like, possibly like wanting to build with something or someone. Either you're the athlete or the coach, but there's some sort of misunderstanding about, no, you don't understand. These two energies together, we will build. Like, we will build. The Seven of Swords in the Tower. Like, you want to cleanse something that's hidden. But what is hidden? It's almost like you're saying, I'm the Emperor, I am the Sun. And right, you're intense. You're intense about some sort of difficult ending and taking a leap of faith. Is it towards like an Empress energy? You could also be trying to develop your own Empress, like sort of divine feminine energy, and you are cleansing from perhaps, because right, this breaks down. This is, to me, looks like this Emperor card, like getting hit by lightning and breaking down. Like, it could be people that masked as leaders in your life, or wish fulfillment and not. So definitely an intense energy. It is a good time for you to cleanse. This is the rain. The Vulture. You keep cleansing. This is good. Because it's going to have really good outcomes for your relationships. The King of Swords. It's going to make things very clear. Have a very clear mindset here. The Ace of Wands. Wow, dynamic understanding. A little bit of inspiration there. Father of Cups, the Lovers, the Moon, and the Ten of Pentacles with this Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's definitely something here. Well, that Ten of Pentacles came out with a defensive energy. I honestly feel like you're showing up like you got what it takes. You're the person to build with here. Somebody's not either believing it or they're a bit defensive about it. And you are trying to cleanse this. And maybe, right, like the mouse with the devil in the world. Maybe there's some really like big things that have made you feel sort of like smaller about life. I don't know, but it's throwing me off because you come off so like powerful and competent and intense in a way. Maybe that's what's throwing energies off around you, because you're really not that. You will look after all the tiny little things that need to be looked after to kind of rectify wrongs, make things better so that cycles can be properly and fully dealt with and closed. All right, the crocodile is your advice. Sit in the shallows. The Two of Wands. Sit in the shallows and focus on something outside of you. It is very Hanged Man energy. Why does it go into the Five of Cups? The King of Wands. Was the King of Wands someone around you that's disappointing? The Four of Wands. Oh. Kind of, okay. This is really showcasing your divine, I want to say your divine feminine energy. You're looking for the right things to come to you and not seeing it. You're looking for the right things to come to you and not seeing it. Focus on what it is that you want with unwavering faith. I feel like that's in one of the oracle books. Focus on what you want with unwavering faith. That's your advice here. There's some area here where you found disappointment, but that will be fulfilled if you watch for it. You will see it coming in. Okay, now that's starting to make sense. So, okay, tarantula. The 7, oh, wow. That is, look at it, going from something uncomfortable to something much better. Going from karma to dharma. Going 7 of Cups to the Ace of Swords. So, you focus on what you want in life here with unwavering faith. You will see it come to you. And this is the area of your life where you've been finding the most disappointment. And if you do that, the outcome is you will move away from any illusions that have been going on around you, any confusion, too many options to know what to do with, and none of them seem right. You will move out of fog and move into clarity. Why is the 8 of Cups here? This might have been something that you even perhaps lost emotional hope in. 3 of Wands, 3 of Cups, and the Magician. Wow. Something that perhaps you tried to manifest at some other point here in your life. Waiting for it, anticipating it. Yeah, I wouldn't be a tarot reader unless I told you. Something you've been waiting a long time for is coming in. Keep telling me it's coming in, Cindy. The Fool. It's coming in. The 8 of Wands. The Mother of Swords. The 9 of Swords and the Mother of Wands. Well, now you have to see the Father and Mother of Wands here. I feel like you are, I don't know, you know, there's different levels of how competitive this nature is or how intense it is, or but it is some sort of nature of yourself that creates abundance, that sort of demands abundance in your life. The right things to build, or the right thing or things to build upon this with your own energy have not quite been showing up here. You focus on what this is that you want with unwavering faith, and it will come to you. It will come to you, and it will be an energy that is very much in balance with yours. The Son of Wands, the 4 of Swords, and the Strength card. So some sort of deep desire and intent, healing that, healing it. See, this is the other thing. It also feels like going from, you know, utilizing your divine feminine in a more active energy to actually recognizing the potency of it in a more receptive energy, right? And holding it back and healing that. It's getting cold in here now. I think I'm gonna close the window. That'll be all for the sounds of the rain. I'm gonna go do the extended Pisces. I'm gonna use the same decks, but I'm gonna use a new deck for the teeny tiny tarot. So I have a full deck to clarify, and we're going to ask, how can you release your full potential? So that's that, Pisces. So with one sleeve down and one sleeve up. Oh, that's probably driving OCD people crazy right now. Thank you so much, Pisces. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.